Hey, what is going on, guys? Andrew here from Skidmore Fitness, and welcome back to my channel. Based on the title of the video, you have a general idea of what I'm going to be talking about today. This isn't going to be really an informational video or anything like that, just kind of me talking about something that happened to me a couple days ago, and that is revolving around the topic of caffeine. So I'm going to try to make this story as simple and short as I can, so bear with me. But the other day, the gym that I go to, a nutrition store, their company was, had a little station set up, and they were giving out different samples of their products. I was looking at some of the stuff they had. I'm not crazy on supplements in the terms of I need every single supplement out there. I really only like to take supplements that are really going to truly benefit me personally and my goals and everything like that. So, I was talking with the guy for a little bit. I was just like, why not? Let me just get a few samples. And if I decide to take them and just try them out, then sure, I'll do it, and then that'll be it. I didn't plan on buying anything like later on or anything like that. So it was 2 days ago. I woke up a little bit tired. I didn't sleep as good as I would have liked to the night before. And it was a workout day, and I was just like, let me just have a little bit of coffee. I have slowly reintroduced caffeinated coffee while I'm fasting, because I've noticed that with caffeine, I'm trying to find that sweet spot to where it doesn't make me jittery, but I still get the effects of the caffeine in terms of that boost of energy, that dopamine release, that fat mobilization. So anyway, the thought came to my head. I had this pre-workout, and I'm not going to name any brands because it truthfully doesn't matter. I had this supplement. It was a pre-workout, and I looked it up online to see like what the ingredients were and how much of the different things were in that. It had a thing like a proprietary blend in addition to the some of the vitamins that it had in it, and it just listed the ingredients, but it didn't specifically list how much of each ingredient there was. And one of them that was listed was caffeine, in the form of a dry form. It's like anhydrous. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly, but it's essentially caffeine that's powderized. It's in a dry form. So I take this pre-workout, I mix it in with the water, I followed the instructions as it said, before I went over to do my workout at the gym, and it was fine. It surprisingly, it tasted very good. It was almost overpowering because it was extremely sweet. It caught me off guard. So go to the gym, I start my workout, and about halfway through, I started feeling very, very weird. I started feeling off. I started feeling a little bit nauseous, lightheaded. I was getting dizzy. It wasn't really impacting my strength in any way, but I was just not feeling right in my head and my stomach. My blood pressure felt like it was dropping a little bit. I was feeling tingly, that cold sweat feeling, like you're hot and you're cold at the same time, and you're like confused because you don't really know what's going on. So I finished my workout in a kind of a rush. I still did what I had to do. I didn't do any cardio because I really just didn't think that would have made me feel too good. So I go home and I start, I just eat something because I was very hungry. I just felt like crap. For the rest of the night, I just felt very nauseous, and I just laid in bed and played Pokemon for the entire night. And I managed to work in another meal late at night. So why am I telling you this? Well, I'll get to that in a second, but I just want to say that yesterday I called the company and asked them like, hey, how much caffeine was actually in this product? And I was told that the pre-workout that I had, and you have to understand that I never take pre-workouts ever. It was probably like the second or third time I've ever had a pre-workout, like an actual pre-workout, probably in my entire life. So keep that in mind. There was 350 milligrams of caffeine in the pre-workout, and it happened to be their most powerful pre-workout supplement that they sold. So here I am taking 350 milligrams of caffeine in less than a minute, which, to give you an equivalent, that's about having 3.5 cups of coffee in the span of 1 minute. I also did this on an empty stomach, which normally caffeine, like you can have caffeine on an empty stomach, you just don't want to have too much. I looked online earlier today to see, like, you know, what's kind of the upper limit for caffeine consumption in a typical day or in one sitting, and the numbers are telling me around 400 milligrams, which is, you know, like 4 cups of coffee, 8 to 10 different sodas, you know, a couple energy drinks combined together. So I had quite a bit of caffeine, quite a lot of it, especially for me because I'm very caffeine sensitive. You have to understand that everyone has a different sensitivity to caffeine. Some people just need like 1 cup of coffee or whatever and they're good. Other people can have several cups of coffee and, you know, end up needing more, or can drink coffee at night. I can't do that, but that's perfectly fine. So I had the equivalent of 3.5 cups of coffee in less than 60 seconds, which when it hit my system, it was just a complete stimulus overload. It just completely overloaded my my system. It was too much stimulation, and you know, I paid for it. Too many stimulants. it sucked. It was annoying. So that's kind of what happened. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because I was faced with a very unexpected and kind of an unusual, something I'm not used to experience. I don't get sick. I don't. There's times where I feel better than others, you know. Sometimes I sleep better than others, sometimes I don't, you know, whatever. I never feel like how I did the other night. And the reason why I wanted to tell you this is because of what I did and how I approached the situation to improve it and make it go away. I knew that there was a substance inside of me that was almost causing a toxicity, so to speak, being the caffeine. At least at that time, I was kind of leaning towards this is probably the caffeine. So I took some activated charcoal with a little bit of water and drank that. And for those of you who don't know, activated charcoal essentially binds to certain toxins in the body, especially in your digestive tract, and flushes them out. I also took an oil of oregano just in case, you know, maybe I had food poisoning or somehow, which would have made 0 sense because I didn't eat anything prior to going to the gym. But anyway, I was just kind of taking a no holds barred approach, being on the safe side rather than the sorry side. It was going on 11 o'clock and I knew I still had another meal left. My stomach was still feeling kind of bad. You know, I was still feeling nauseous, the stomach in knots. It was not fun. So I decided, you know, I want to eat my food. I do not want to skip a meal because I was hungry and I want to get in my total calories for the day. So what I did was I actually restructured my macronutrients that I had remaining and changed it around to foods, predominantly carbohydrates, that would be a little bit easier on my digestive system. Play it safe, something that very fibrous that will pass through. Instead of eating like my vegetables and some ground beef that I was gonna cook up, I just wanted to play it safe. I ate my food and I finished off the day fine with my caloric totals, my macronutrient targets. They were off, but I was still hit my caloric goal. I didn't overeat. So I go to bed that night and just wait it out. I wake up the next morning and I'm feeling pretty good. The caffeine was out of my system and I go to weigh myself, and this is yesterday morning. I weighed 1 pound less than I did the day before, which was very surprising to me in that I didn't really think I would have lost any weight. I know that I wasn't drinking quite as much water as I normally do, and I know that I didn't consume as much food volume as I would have had I not eaten what I was supposed to. Did I lose 1 pound overnight? No, not at all. It was just because I didn't really consume as much food or liquids as I would have otherwise. However, when I weighed myself this morning, I was about half a pound lighter than I was 2 days ago. I was 162.6 pounds this morning, which is essentially my lowest weigh-in so far in my cut. If you've been watching my videos, you know that I am cutting body fat right now and am getting pretty deep into it. The point of this video is just to say that when you are faced with adversity, whether it be from people or a situation, or in my case, you accidentally kind of overdosed on caffeine and felt sick for like half a day, the message is that don't abandon what you are going after. If you are faced with a tough situation, stay true to what you are supposed to do. Don't look at it as an excuse to abandon what you are trying to get after. It made me feel good. It made me feel proud of myself for kind of last minute restructuring my food for the day and being at my caloric target and not overeating. That's the takeaway I want you to have with this video. Whether you are building muscle, gaining fat, going for a new promotion, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, if there is something that just kind of happens and it just changes your whole day around, and you go from feeling good and whatever to feeling really bad and sick and feeling nauseous or whatever, don't use that as an excuse to give up. Stay true to yourself, do what you gotta do, and that will be a victory in itself. It's small victories like that that can add up, that can really make the difference between reaching your goal 100% or not reaching it at all. Probably won't be doing a pre-workout anytime soon. It's out of my body. I feel great, I feel fine. I was able to hit the gym again yesterday. Undoubtedly, the show goes on. Well guys, that is my message for today. If you stuck with me this long, I appreciate you watching this video and just hearing me out and listening to my message. I think it's a very important thing to grasp and understand. If you enjoyed listening, I'd really appreciate it if you could like that video, and don't forget to comment down below of what you would like to see in future videos. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook and Instagram. My Facebook is Skidmore Fitness, and Instagram is the Andrew Skidmore. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I will catch you in the next one.